There's a lot of room noise going on around me right now. It's because it's really hot in here, and it's like a fan running and stuff. And it's the way it's going to be because it's hot. Some of you, probably very few, have been wondering where I've been the last few weeks. You might be able to tell from my voice where part of it was, but I'll kind of let you know what happened. I was working on putting a couple of videos out. The part 2 to the Universal Monster video is almost complete and will be up this week, but we had a death in the family, and it was kind of sudden, and that sort of rocked our world for a little over a week, trying to prepare for that and get all of that taken care of, and so you understand how that goes. I was actually going out of town right after that, which had been planned for a while, so I had a much needed vacation. We went to Las Vegas. It was my first time there. It was really cool, but as you might be able to hear, when I got back, I proceeded to get sick. So it was sort of a 3-week kind of hiatus that was not planned in any way, shape, or form, and I do apologize for that. Crap happens, right? I appreciate every one of you. I've had some comments and some people reach out, which I thought was really cool. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Just to kind of tell you some of the stuff that's been going on, and then we'll cut this episode. This will just be a couple of minutes, nothing too crazy here. It's just sort of a catch up because, like I said, some of you might want to know. Probably not all of you. Some of you are like, dude, just put out the video. We don't care. So I'm working on setting up at a show in August, actually selling at a show, which will be new for me. I don't know. I haven't actually heard back from them. They said yes, and then I haven't heard back, but I have a crap ton of stuff to sell. Lots of vintage toys for sale, and I got some really cool stuff, man. And so I'm hoping to be able to set up for that. I've done some selling on Whatnot in the past, which is fine and good, and I way prefer things like that over the Bay, which I've done a little bit on the Bay as well, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But because of that, I've been getting everything together, and I went to a toy show a couple weeks ago, and it was really cool. It was crowded, though, very crowded. Probably the most crowded toy show I have ever been to. It was packed. I mean, it was like wall to wall. They had a lot of my grails. They had a lot of things that I'm extremely interested in, but it was so difficult because it was so crowded. I'm not saying that the crowd was a bad thing. It was actually a good thing. This was, I think, the first time they set up, I believe. So they'll just, they probably weren't expecting it. One of the cool things there, though, is I had a few minutes to meet Froggy Flips. If you guys do not know who Froggy Flips is, you should go check Froggy out. Froggy started out as a reseller, not even a toy reseller, just a reseller in general, but he always kind of had a lean for toys, and I've been a fan of his since he was a reseller. Like I said, not even a toy reseller. I've been watching his show for a couple years now, and he slowly converted into just sort of a toy guru, and people kind of love Froggy. He has a good personality. He's just a friendly guy, and he was there, and I saw him, and I went over and I introduced myself, and I shook his hand. But it was so crowded, I just didn't really want to keep him, and I didn't have a lot of time. There were so many people moving around, but it was cool to get to meet him. There were a few other people I would love to meet, and I thought for a minute maybe I would tell you about some of the people I watch, some of the videos, the people I get into here on the channel, and some of the people I recommend. So if you like this show, maybe you'll like some of these. Most of these aren't, they don't tell the history of toys. They go out and find toys, and they hunt. They're toy hunters. They're toy hunters. They hunt toys, which I do as well. I have a couple of videos early on where I went out and filmed myself toy hunting, but I don't really do that much. If you guys would like to see more of those, let me know. So some of the big ones that I like to watch, Pixel Dan. I feel if you're a toy guy or girl, Pixel Dan is probably one of the OGs that's been out there for a long time doing what they do. So I would recommend Pixel Dan. I'd also like to mention Toy Overdose. We have Retro Slacker. Retro's not been doing it as long, and Retro's a little bit younger, and that is part of what makes it so awesome, is that Retro is learning as he collects, and I just think that makes an amazing show. Also, great job with editing videos. Earth Kid Collects. Also not been doing it as long, but I'm a big fan of Earth Kid as well. Earth Kid kind of has his own just sort of vibe, like the things that he's into. And again, I really dig the way that he edits his videos, so it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend Earth Kid as well. One I just started following recently is Tats Tunes and Toys. He's great. He has a massive collection and just a great great. It's just so cool to get to see the things he collects. And he has so much in common with me as far as what he loves. He just seems to be into a lot of the same lines that I'm into. And that always makes it fun. Plastic Flashback is a great one, especially if you're into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Has one of the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collections I've ever seen in my life. It is amazing. It's mostly what he talks about, but there are a few other things as well. Toy Federation is a really cool one because it's a show based in an actual toy store, and the production value is great. And it's a lot of people just them buying collections and going to toy shows. But again, if you're into the nostalgia nut like I am, it's worth a watch. I watch Pixelated Erica. She's a lot of fun. She's mostly into Star Wars. I'm not even a Star Wars nut, but she's so fun and silly and just fun to watch. And she puts out a lot of shorts, which are a blast. So Pixelated Erica is one that I do as well. I would feel bad about myself if I didn't say Gen X Jason. Gen X Jason he goes out to flea markets and toy shows and things like that. And while his lean isn't entirely toys, he likes vintage stuff, music and rock and roll memorabilia and toys. So, and he likes some of the older stuff, which is really cool because I don't get to see that a lot. So Gen X Jason is a lot of fun as well. A viewer of this show, Lauren's Toy Box. Lauren, he is sort of new at this, so go over and give him some love. Look, these are just the things I watch. Let me know in the comments if there's a channel you really get into, somebody that you highly recommend. Tell everybody in the comments, and maybe we can check them out. Like I said, guys, the last couple of weeks I've just been picking up some insane stuff for resale. This is the zombie from Tales from the Crypt Keeper. He's so cool. He actually comes apart. I'm not going to take him apart but all his arms and legs come off. It's really cool. Tales from the Crypt Keeper, if you don't remember that cartoon. This is a Cyborg. This is one of those many TMNT ripoffs. Oh, Chuck Norris Ninja. Not very posable. Doesn't do much. Now we got some Extreme Dinos. They're going to be going up for sale. Look at that. Oh, really? These guys are cool too. Hey guys, thanks as always for stopping by. If you haven't checked out this is your first time here, this is not what we normally do. This was just an update. Please go back, check out some of the other videos. There will be the second part to the Universal Monsters coming up this week, and I have some really cool stuff lined up after that. Please stick around. Hit subscribe if you've not done so. And remember, guys, until next time, seriously, when it comes to these vintage toys, the hunt is truly half the fun.